That's yeah, I can't think.
Keep it down.
It's like ding, ding. What was I up to?
So what
My name's Troy Savage. I'm from New Zealand. Been living in Australia and in Sydney for the last 10, 11, 12 years, and first came over to pursue rugby league, and I currently reside in Sydney and have a family over here, and currently training at Adonis. I had a background in footy when I first came to Australia. I moved to Sydney and started my footy career at 18 years old and at the Sydney Roosters.
Oh shit, shake that ass, my moving like the gypsy. Stop, ball, back it up now, let me see your hips. Oh shit, shake that ass, my moving like the gypsy.
And from there I stayed there for 2 to 3 years, and yeah, really enjoyed it and whatnot. And after that I went through a couple of reserve grade teams, and my dream was to play NRL, and I went through a few full-time NRL contracts and went to the Roosters, I went to Parramatta, and I didn't quite make it, but went overseas to play in France, and I enjoyed my experience with footy and whatnot. So yeah, in France I played for a team called Carcassonne in their Premier League division, and I played there for 2 seasons. So when I first came over to play rugby league, the training focus was a lot of volume on running, so we'd do a lot of anaerobic work, a lot of 100-metre sprints. In the gym it wasn't a specific focus on strength and conditioning as the big lifts of squats or deadlifts. We'd do a lot of sort of bodybuilding style, and yeah, it's a lot different to the training they do today. So back in the days, there's a lot of 10 rep stuff, not specifically working on strength. In France, I was a semi-professional, so we trained with a coach and a trainer, and yeah, it was still similar to what I'd started in at the start of my career. So sort of a lot of bodybuilding stuff, not into the big lifts. Not much cleans or squats or deadlifts. Still a lot of volume work in the legs and a lot of running at training. I have a lot of friends still playing, and they've seen the difference in the training than what it used to be. So now with the training these days, there's a lot more focus on the strength and conditioning, and moving towards the big lifts, so the squats, the presses and the deadlifts, and also the cleans to develop the footy player to be a lot more stronger and to be able to put that strength into use on the field. So with a lot of the trainers at the footy clubs these days, I think it was when I first started, there was a lot of old school stuff still implemented, and with the information these days that can be freely available, a lot of these trainers are coming with, they all got degrees and whatnot, so they've got all the latest information. And yeah, they're pushing the sports science to another level. And I think if the training was as up to date as it was today as it was back then, I think I could have made a lot more progression as where I was as I did. I sort of didn't know the training principles back then as what I was doing today. I wasn't doing the same movements. I wasn't squatting at all. I was probably doing a lot of upper body work. I didn't really do a lot of lower body work. So I think if the training I'd done these days was back then, I think I could have progressed a lot further. With advice to any up and coming league players or just athletes in general, I think it's real important you get a coach to be able to teach you these lifts, because they can see things that you can't, and that's their specialised field. So I knew I could have benefited from a coach or from a training facility that was specific to strength and conditioning to help me in my sport. Now that football's over for myself, I like to pursue like sort of mentoring role to younger footy players and whatnot, and just guide them into what they should be doing, both on the field and off the field with their training and just life after footy. So currently at the moment working with some young players from New Zealand and also in Australia, where we put them into rugby league camps and give them that experience and sort of just give them some guidance of what to do and what not to do. So I still got that competitive spirit, so after footy it's sort of doing a powerlifting comp, and will give that sort of competitive spirit that I sort of had through my footy career, and yeah, see how we go.